Today is the 21st day of the second month in the 9th year of Channel Group, April 2, 2021. To begin our day, let's offer our respect and gratitude to our Heavenly Parent and true parents of heaven, earth, and all humankind. 천진, 천부모님께 경배, 바로. Let us recite 가정맹세.
가정맹세 1. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본향 땅을 찾아 본연의 창조 이상인 지상천국과 천상천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다. 2. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 충신, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 3. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 4대 심정권과 3대 왕권과 황족권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 4. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 창조 이상인 천주 대가족을 형성하여 자유와 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 5. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 현상세계와 대상적 지상세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진화할 것을 맹세하나이다. 6. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님의 대신 가정으로서 천운을 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 7. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본연의 혈통과 연결된 위하는 생활을 통하여 심정 문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 8. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 천일국 시대를 맞이하여 절대신앙, 절대사랑, 절대복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지상천국과 천상천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. For our opening prayer, let's welcome up Miss Daisy L. Junicio.
Good morning, everyone. Please join me in my prayer. Good morning to you, our most beloved Heavenly Parent and most victorious true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. Today, we gathered virtually once again, Heavenly Parent, for us to be inspired once again by your words through our speaker for today, Heavenly Parent. And I hope and pray that you will be the one to guide him for us to be able to understand your words, Heavenly Parent. And I hope that through these words, we could live our daily life, Heavenly Parent, through the inspiration that you are giving us to love our fellows, to wish for them for good blessings, and for our fellow people to be safe in their homes, Heavenly Parent. And I hope also that through our small efforts, we could be able to educate our brothers and sisters all throughout the world, even though we don't see each other face to face, through virtually, Heavenly Parent. And I hope and pray that our brothers and sisters also would stay safe, Heavenly Parent. And I hope that things will be okay in the near future for us to be able to be with our loved ones once again, with our brothers and sisters, and with the people with different races, Heavenly Parent. Thank you so much for the blessings that you are giving us in each day of our lives. And I would like to ask and pray this in the holy names of our beloved true parents' name. Aju.
Got you. Brothers and sisters, for those who are standing, please take your seat.
Let us offer our individual prayers.
And for our Honduke reading, let us welcome one of our second generations, the daughter of Mr. Ariel and Yume Gascon, Miss Yume Yuneda Gascon.
Magandang buhay, everyone. Our read for today, taken from the book of Mother of Peace, is A Mother's Hand Soothes a Stomachache. Mommy, my stomach hurts. When a child complains of stomachache, his mother lays him on her lap and rubs his tummy without a single word. Her hands may be gnarled and rough, but in a few moments the child feels better. This may be a simple approach, but it is a practice based on love. We all dimly remember our mother's warm touch. This is the very touch with which I long to embrace all of humankind as Mother of the universe and Mother of peace. As we know from our own experiences, a mother hears a child's cry very clearly and has no thought but to quickly run to her child. This is because a mother's love and attention are directed solely towards her children. A mother will walk through a fiery pit without hesitation to save her child. Koreans often pray for Chongbuk, which means living in happy contentment even without possessions or power. Health is most important for our happiness. We have a saying, if you lose your pos- possessions, you have lost little. If you lose your reputation, you have lost a lot. But if you lose your health, you have lost everything. Taking these words very seriously, I have long pondered over the secret of good health. It is not easy for anyone to live their entire life without ever getting sick. During my early life, I saw many people injured, suffering from malnutrition, or whose lives were broken by injury or disease. At age 16, when I entered St. Joseph's Nursing School, I felt joy and pride knowing that I had found exactly what I needed to do. However, in taking on the mission of Mother of Peace, I had no choice but to put that vocation aside. While traveling around the world, I saw many children who would have become healthy if they had better care. Some lost their sight, some had limbs amputated because they could not be treated in time. This pain remains as a deep knot in my heart. I want to be the mother who can embrace all people who are ill, physically and spiritually. When we injure a toe, we feel the pain throughout our entire body. As the mother of one family under God, I feel pain of each person as my own pain. Having fallen ill myself in countries not my own, I know what it means to be a foreigner in need of medical help. HG Magnolia International Medical Center, HG Chunwon, South Korea. Thus it was with great joy and satisfaction that Father Moon and I decided to realize the dream I had when I attended nursing school. We established an international hospital in Korea where all people can receive expert spiritual and physical care and feel a mother's touch. When we get sick, from the depth of our heart, we, re- we yearn for our mother's warm touch. However, our mother is not always near us. To provide a mother's touch, after receiving permission to build in 1999, we opened the Chongshim International Medical Center, now called the H.J. Magnolia International Medical Center in 2003. It overlooks Chompiong Lake, where the waters are clear and the mountains are beautiful. The medical center is not a typical hospital. Beyond providing excellent standard treatments, we focus on the true meaning of health. Health does not simply mean having a sturdy body. An original human being has mind and body united in harmony. Thus, unification medical science is based on the principle of truth and the spirit of love. The HJ Magnolia International Medical Center is the first facility to develop and implement this new model. Doctors and nurses from various nations take care of patients with a motherly heart. In the midst of beautiful natural surroundings, which are heaven's gift, they are answering a question that has been neglected until now. Does faith in God truly enhance our health? The answer to this question is not difficult. For good health, the harmony of our mind and body is an important agent of healing, and faith is what allows us to realize that harmony. The HJ Magnolia International Medical Center not only uses state-of-the-art medical techniques, but it is also first full-scale hospital to integrate spiritual healing in the prevention and treatment of disease. Behind this are my prayers for the physical and spiritual salvation of all people so that none may be orphans. We must take care of our health when we are healthy. Most of the time, we tend to ignore that simple fact. In our busy lives, we can easily forget to take care of our mind and body. God gave us the blessing to be fruitful. That means to have spiritual, psychological, and physical health. The mission of HJ Magnolia International Medical Center is to enable people to achieve that joy. This is the Word of God. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you so much, Yume Gascon. And for our points of gratitude, let us welcome one of our youth members here in the Car region, Miss Athena F. Farnican.
Hello, good morning po. Good morning to Heavenly Parents and True Parents. Also, good morning to our leaders and elders and also our brothers and sisters. So here are my 10 points of gratitude. So first, I am grateful that I have known Heavenly Parents and True Parents. And I am very thankful for their sacrifices and unconditional love. Next, I am also grateful to Heavenly Parents for the gift of life and also for giving us yet again another day to have our morning devotion, to be guided and to be inspired. Next is I am grateful to our unceasing devotion to inspire and for the endless effort and guidance. Next, I am grateful for my family, both biological and spiritual, for my grandparents, my aunts, my uncles, for always being there and for always supporting me in everything that I do. And also for my Uncle Philip Fakam for always talking to us and educating us about the divine principle, and also for helping me and strengthen my life of faith. Next is I am grateful for our brothers and sisters and leaders in Baguio Center for Tita Connie Gawak and Ateren, because sometimes I get caught up in school activities and online classes that I forget, but they always message me to remind me and also encourage me to join activities and also to encourage me to grow further and also to strengthen my life and my faith. Also, I am grateful for having the opportunity to receive the divine principle, to have a deeper understanding of the providence and the blessing. And also, I am very thankful for everything that I have learned from being a part of the movement. Next is I am grateful to Heavenly Parents for the protection, safety, and health that He had given us, especially during this pandemic. And, and that I am thankful that we are all here to attend this morning devotion. Next is I am grateful for the good people that I met in my life, in my journey in life, for my friends, teachers, classmates, even strangers, for everything that I've learned from them, for teaching me not only academically and other important life lessons. Also, I am grateful for these morning devotions. For it gives me more inspiration and guidance in life. And lastly, I am very grateful that I got to be a part of this morning devotion this morning. So that is all. Thank you very much and have a blessed day.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sister Athena, for sharing your points of gratitude. And brothers and sisters, let us all reflect from our from the song of our sisters. For the offering song, let us invite Miss John Olive Gawek.
You call me out upon the waters, the great unknown, where feet may fail. And there I find you in the mystery, in oceans deep, my faith will stand. And I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I am yours, and you are mine. Your grace abounds in deepest waters. Your sovereign hand will be my guide. Where feet may fail and fear surrounds me, you never failed, and you won't start now. So I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I am yours, and you are mine. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters, wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters, wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever stronger in the presence of my Savior. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. I will call upon your name. Keep my eyes above the waves. My soul will rest in your embrace. I am yours, and you are mine.
Okay, let's give a round of applause to Miss John Olive Kawek. Thank you so much for sharing your wonderful voice. Okay, yeah, faith really allows us to surpass all trials, and yeah, at the same time, also it leads us to feel the joy that our God has been hoping, for us for a long time. And it is the same with true parents' wish to make ourselves healthy, emotionally and physically. All right, brothers and sisters, without further ado, let us all listen to our national leader of the Philippines. Let us all welcome no other than uh, Reverend Leo Angelo Halog.
Thank you very much to our sister Ren. First, I would like to greet our Heavenly Parent and true parents. Good morning, Heavenly Parents and true parents. To all our beloved leaders, all our blessed central families, brothers and sisters, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Welcome again to our handuk here this morning. Thank you to our family from Cordillera Administrative Region for hosting our handuk here today. Thank you to the wonderful songs offered and also the reading, our second generation. Thank you so much also for the wonderful 10 points of gratitude. So today is again a new day. Today is April 2. Really days are passing so fast. Very soon we'll be celebrating the very exciting festival this coming Saturday. So let us really invite our relatives, friends, anyone. So let's invite everybody to participate in this very historic and very beautiful festival centering on our beloved True Mother this coming Saturday. So today is our 62nd day of morning devotion. I would like to share with you today. I will be sharing new topic. Now today I would like to share this topic entitled "The Spirituality of Art." So, as we know, True Mother is really developing this culture of heart, right? The culture of Hyojong. We can see every events that we have. We could see musical, presentations and so many things. Not only music, but really these things very important. It can really touch our emotions so much, our heart, right? That's why it's really really important. So when I'm looking for things to share, and then I could see fathers talking about art and culture, really important. It's very important to understand especially we have really many so talented. Our second generation really amazing, right? Really, they can bring great glory and happiness and joy to our heavenly parents and true parents. So today, let's study together about this topic, the spirituality of art. Father said human beings are meant to inherit the creative nature of God. Human beings are meant to inherit the creative nature of God and participate with God in His great work of creation. We cannot think anymore of who is the most artistic and most creative in the world, right? There's only one, actually, only our Heavenly Parent. Heavenly Parent, the creation is the greatest, artwork, masterpiece of our Heavenly Parent, right? No one on earth who have lived on earth could make the greatest, or can compare. So our Heavenly Parent is the origin of everything, and then all He created was, beautiful. That's why in the days of creation, right after God created one, God is saying it is beautiful, it is good, right? So Heavenly Parents is the greatest, the most creative, and then He's really the master of a work of art. So Heavenly Parents don't want to, uh, keep this on His own. Human being, Heavenly Parent wanted that us, His children, we're going to inherit this creative work of art of our Heavenly Parent. So human beings are meant to inherit the creative nature of our Heavenly Parent because we are His children. Heavenly Parent wanted us to become like Him, even more than Him. This is the desire of parents all the time, right? So art and culture are expressions of invisible word. Father said a culture develops from words. It begins with speech. Then the words are written down to become literature. Then they are expressed in paintings and other works of art. Art and culture are thus expressions of the invisible word. This is the principle of creation through the word, emerging as visible form and substantial existence. Yeah, this is really amazing. We learn right from the principle. Everything begins actually from words. So a culture develops, from words is the beginning. It begins with speech. Then the words are written down to become literature. Then they are expressed in paintings and other works of art. So since, the words or sabi ni Father dito, art and culture are thus expressions of the invisible word. So the invisible word, it was substantialized. It was shown, physically or substantially, visibly through the work of art. Kaya nga, it was explained very clearly in the principle, in divine principle, right? How to know the ones who, the artists, for example, their nature, how can we know? Through their works of art. The same is true. Sinasabi ni Father dito, the invisible word, it is being substantialized through the work of art. So this is the principle of creation. So through the word, emerging as visible form and substantial existence. So everything begins from words. So art and culture is the expression of the invisible word. Kaya with the work of art that we can see all around us, that mga nakikita natin, everything begins from the word. And then through this substantial work, we can know what is behind in this substantial work through the work of art. So this is really important. The invisible is being substantialized through the work of art. Father said, yeah, this is important point. The core of art is love. Songs, dancing, and art are ways that human beings respond to God's joy and laughter. On the other hand, without love, singing, dancing, and art are to no purpose. The core of art is love. For the love of the world, God comes down and resonates with us through singing, dancing, and art. So this is very, very important now. There are thousands of songs, thousands of performance in the world today, right? But what is the core and most important in these things? Songs, dancing, art. Father is saying here, the core of art is love. Father said, without love, singing, dancing, and art are to no purpose. Sometimes we now observe our young people, the millennials. Ano yung mga paborito nilang mga kanta, ano yung mga paborito nilang sayaw. You know, this kind of course, we learn already, napag-aralan na natin that everything that's, being done in the world centered on Satan for a long time, di ba? This is the practice. So, instead of praising God, but it is actually, not in accord with God's desire. These are the culture. That's why True Parents now is changing the culture of Hyojong. Everything is, to give honor and glory to the Creator, to our Heavenly Parent. So, without love, sabi ni Father, all these things is nothing. Kaya nga tayo rin, it's a good reminder for us then. Even us, mga members, kahit tayo rin ng mga members, sometimes we are not so much aware about this. We are fun, continuously listening with, with songs na wala namang meaning, wala namang value. It doesn't lift up your spirit actually. Naalala mo lang yung past mo na hindi magaganda, these things. It has nothing to do with Heavenly Parent. It has nothing to do with, lifting up our spirit. So, without love, sabi ni Father, as the core of art and all other, performances na ginagawa natin, singing, dancing, it has no meaning. It's not fulfilling its purpose. So, the purpose is to respond to God's joy and laughter. So, really giving joy and happiness to God. So, once we perform song performance or dancing performance, we make art. All these things should, respond and give joy to our Heavenly Parent. This is the very important point of art, right? So the core of art is love. For the love of the world, God comes down and resonates with us through singing, dancing, and art. So God created everything because of love, right? That can give, joy and happiness to human beings. When we look at nature, right? When we look to the works of art that is being done, and accomplished with love, with much love, you can always feel it will move your it will touch your heart. It will really touch your emotion, right? So that's why we cannot separate love from art. And then we cannot separate that our emotions will be touched whenever we are watching someone performing songs, dances, and then looking at a work of art. Always our hearts will be moved because all these things, the center is love to respond to God's joy and laughter. Aju? That's why really very important. Sometimes you can see these amazing, compositions of our second generation that can really move, our hearts because the center is love. And then all these things is really bringing joy and glory to our Heavenly Parents. That's why we have to avoid, all this trash that is still in our society, the songs, watching also, mga kung ano-ano mga metal na mga music, kung ano-ano mga dances na wala namang masyadong purpose. That's why True Parents, created the Little Angels. And then even yung Universal Ballet. These things True Parents have created, have established. Can you imagine when we are watching the Little Angels? Really, you cannot, you become speechless. Your heart is truly moved, and then like the world is changing, when you are watching them, seeing their performances. Really, they are really bringing so much joy to Heavenly Parent and True Parents, really moving the hearts of people. But when we are watching in our own televisions, sa mga program in the Philippines, kung ano-anong sayawan, kung anong kanta na, these things are not really, making the world beautiful because they are losing the core purpose. They don't know, of course. So we need to educate them. But that's why now True Mother is creating this. Now, magkakaroon tayo ng festival this coming Saturday. Very beautiful performances, Little Angels, will be performing a lot. So, that's why if people can join and participate kahit mga hindi pa members talaga, then they will be moved. That's why it's really very important. Last NEPI, the North East Asia Peace Initiative, and then our speaker from the Philippines, si Ma'am Cecil Alvarez, actually she was very passionate explaining the important role of art also and culture, even in helping for the reunification of North and South Korea, because Korean culture is very, very rich, right? So this is one way also to really contribute for the reunification of North and South Korea. That's why centering on two parents now, they are really developing this very rich culture, right? And then the culture of Hyojong, culture of heart, that all the things, singing, dancing, all these works is bringing joy and glory. These are things we are doing out of filial heart, out of Hyojong. That's why every performances centering on HJ, on Hyojong, filial heart, it will always give joy and glory and honor to our Heavenly Parent and true parents. It will give joy and beauty to the environment, to all people that will be watching, that will be listening. They will all will be moved, right? And then they can feel Heavenly Parents' love. Aju? That's why the core of art is love. Father said the culture of art developed centered on religion. When professionals in the art world seek for something profound and need inspiration, they fall back on the religious background. That is why the culture of art developed centered on religion. Take Christian culture, for example. If you have a chance to travel in Europe, visit the Vatican. You will see the essence of European culture in each work of art. So that's why, sabi ni Father, culture of art developed centered on religion. Centered on religion. So when professionals in the art world seek for something profound and need inspiration, they fall back on the religious background. They always go back to the religious background. That is why the culture of art developed centered on religion. Kaya nga, lalo na Christian culture, we can see, kaya sabi ni Father, if you have chance to travel Europe, you visit Vatican. You will see the essence of European culture in each work of art. So makikita natin in the work of art, they are portraying, what also religious background they have. They will portray this. And then they continue develop it centering on their religious background. Yung mga professionals ng mga artists. Right? So it's very important. We cannot separate religion from art. Right? So this is the foundation. This is the foundation. Because of, the impact of religion in each artist sa buhay nila. What religion impacted in their life. The teachings of God's words, right? And then based on that, they make it a beautiful work of art. And then they continue develop, centering on their religious background, as the religion, contributes so much in their life's changes, right? So develop art and culture also is developed based on this. That's why sabi ni Father, when professionals in the art world seek for something more profound, and they need inspiration, they always fall back on their religious background. So that's why it's really important. Kaya people who are not, much involved sa mga religion, actually sometimes the artists, we don't know, sometimes parang mga kwan lang sila, but we don't know actually how also deep their attachment with their religious background. We don't know, right? But actually Father is telling today that, everybody, mga artists daw, mga professionals, they always fall back to their religious background in order for them to make really a work of art talaga. And then if they receive inspiration, they want to, make more, something more greater work. So they always goes back to their religious background. Kaya nga, nakikita natin some of the masterpieces, works of arts, then nakikita natin, these are based on mga religious background of professional artists. It's really important. So Father said art is worthless unless there is profound emotion in the background. So art is worthless unless there is a profound emotion in the background. A great work of art should be capable of arousing deep emotion, whether one views it today or 1,000 years from now. A painting that can stimulate such a feeling deep in our hearts is called a masterpiece. So, an art is worthless unless there is profound emotion in the background, sabi ni Father. So if you look at something, and then your emotion is not touched, so these are what? These are worthless, sabi ni Father. So, sabi ni Father, a great work of art should be capable of arousing deep emotion, whether one views it today or 1,000 years from now. A painting that can stimulate such a feeling deep in our hearts is called a masterpiece. Kaya nga, when was that? I think last month or 2 months ago, we visited the Mother Piat doon sa Bulacan kay Father Egay. And then we could see, meron silang museum doon eh. Very beautiful works of arts are there. And then very expensive. Isang piraso lang is worth millions. Really amazing work of art. Doon yung nakita namin doon sa museum nila doon sa Mother of Piat. So really what's important with art and culture, that it can touch one's emotion. It can arouse deep emotion, whether looking at our generation today or even 1,000 years from now. It will always be there. Anyone who is going to look at this work will be moved, will be touched. This kind of work, sabi ni Father, is called masterpiece. Masterpiece, pinaka magandang gawa ng pinaka valuable, and everything was invested doon. So this is the most important. We have to really create this time in our time ngayon. So our True Mother initiated. We could see lahat ng performances during mga malalaking festival natin sa Korea. How much they are preparing, our young brothers and sisters, the second generation. Pag may mga malalaking event tayo sa Korea, usually I think minimum 40 days they are preparing for this great performance, and then after they perform, or during even the performance, many tears was shed by brothers and sisters. Everybody is really moved, right? So this is really masterpieces. So these are really the most important with all the arts and culture, right? That it can arouse deep emotion, whether one views it today or even 1,000 years from now. It's really, really important to understand these things. Father said the greatest value of art is to beautify and elevate love in the family. To be an artist is to make one's life a work of art. Children's education should be imbued with art. A wife should be an artist of the emotions in the way she honors and shows appreciation to her husband. I believe that it is a greater art than the paintings that hang in museums. The greatest value of art is to beautify and elevate love in the family. Wow, this is really interesting, right? So the greatest value of art is to beautify and elevate love in the family. So children's education should be imbued with art. A wife should be an artist, Father said, of the emotions in the way she honors and shows appreciation to her husband. So the same is true. So especially ang wife, sabi ni Father dito, ang wife daw should be an artist of emotion in way she honors and shows appreciation to her husband. This is really, really important. So sabi ni Father, I believe that it is a greater art than the paintings that hang in museum. So most important, how we express love in the family with our relationship of husband and wife, even parents and children, this kind of relationship in the family. So the greatest value of art is to beautify and elevate love in the family. So sabi ni Father, ang wife daw maging artist, meaning yung emotion niya, in expressing herself, honoring her spouse, honoring her husband. This is the most important. So Father said to be an artist is to make one's life a work of art. So we should all become artists actually. Our life should become one of a work of art. Our families should be full of love, full of emotion. We can, express our gratitude, all these emotions, in our own family. And then the main purpose is to elevate love in the family, centering on love. We have to express, sometimes it's very difficult to express love sa mga mag-asawa. mga magulang, mga anak. Dapat ibahin talaga natin sa blessed family. You know, normal people outside. You know, in the beginning, when our children are young, we can express easily. Pag lumalaki na sila, hindi na natin na-express yung love sa ating mga anak, sa mag-asawa, kapag tumatagal ng mag-asawa. But, you know, as blessed families, dapat iba sa atin. Our family, as blessed families, this should be, you know, really, this like a work of art. We need all to become artists. Sabi ni Father, yung life natin is like a work of art. Sabi ni Father dito. So as blessed central families, our relationship with our wife, our husband, parents and children relationship with grandparents, you know, we have to continuously elevate the level of love in the family. Hindi yung sa una lang, right? But the more, habang lumalaki mga anak natin, habang tumatagal tayong mag-asawa, husband and wife, parents and children, the more we have to elevate love in the family so that anybody comes to our family, anyone who sees our family, they will be moved and then they will be amazed, right? So this is, work of art. Our family also is like work of art. So we are all artists. We need to become all artists. And then we have to invest more love in the family. And continuously, we need to elevate love and develop deeper relationship among each other. Aju? Aju. So the greatest value of art is to beautify and elevate love in the family, Father said. So Father said, human beings value love more than anything. Human beings value love more than anything. Have you ever heard of animals creating art or literature? The theme of great literature is simple: the joys and sorrows of love relationships. Great literature is good at describing love in history, in society, in ordinary life, and in the future. Next, great literature is good at using metaphors. For instance, a majestic river evokes love flowing into eternity. What better way of describing the beauty of love than using nature's metaphors? God created all things in nature to stimulate our sense of love. All creatures are woven together with love. Wow, really amazing, right? So really, the center is really love. Sabi ni Father dito, great literature is good at describing love. Ito raw yung mga great literature, great artworks that can really describe love, even in history, in society, in ordinary life, and in the future. And then, next, great literature is good at using metaphors. For instance, a majestic river evokes love flowing into eternity. So using the metaphors of nature. Kasi nga, create ni God ang nature, sabi ni Father, God created all things in nature to stimulate our sense of love. Kaya nga pag nakita natin ang nature, di ba? You know, when you go to the river, when you imagine when you're alone or with your spouse, with your loved ones, you're in the river and then you can see the river flowing, very clean, very beautiful. You know, it really moves your hearts. Just imagining. Imagine lang natin yung river, you know, especially those who are from the provinces. They grew up from the provinces, from the, you know, rural areas. You know, it's really amazing. Immediately, your heart will be, you know, moved. Your feeling will change just by imagining. So can you imagine by looking at it, you know, physically, you are there. So what is the purpose of nature, sabi ni Father? God created all things in nature to stimulate our sense of love. Kaya nga kapag yung mga literature, pag nagbabasa tayo, and then they are, you know, using these metaphors, using, you know, nature, and then, you know, describing love in history, in the society, and then even ordinary life and in the future. This is the ones that stimulates us the most. Aju? That's why when one work is created out of deep love and emotion, it always moves people. Aju? That's why really it will change our society. Art and culture is playing a very important role. That's why True Mother now. Because, you know, it can move even the heart's enemy or our enemies. Their hearts can be moved. You know, when True Parents visited even North Korea, and then Little Angels went there, and then they performed, right? Or the other time, I think the time, then Little Angels went to North Korea, and then even to Soviet Union. Anybody can be melted, right? With the heart, with the cultures, you know, these amazing performances with the deep heart and emotion. Aju? With the deep love. So this is really the most important. Kaya whatever we are doing, all the talents that was given to us by Heavenly Parent. Really, especially our young generations now, our second generation, really very talented. If everything that is really is centered on deep love and emotion, it will always move people's hearts. Aju, so we have really given this great opportunity in this time. Art and culture can be used. So pag nakikita nga natin yung mga kanta ng mga second generation natin, it's really moving, right? It's really tears comes from our eyes, and then even our hearts are really shedding tears sometimes when we are watching their performances that is really performed with deep love. Really amazing. So human beings value love more than anything. That's why arts and culture this time really playing a very important role in creating an ideal world, ideal society. It's really, really important. So Father said, love is always the center. A masterpiece of literature has as its central theme, a love which connects all of the beauty and wonder of nature. The heavenly bodies, the beauty of rivers, mountains, trees, and flowers, all of which come together to stimulate the expression of human love. A novel may be well written, but unless it expresses the beauty of love, the reader easily loses interest. The central theme of literature is always how to manifest the human passion of love. Poetry is no exception. Poems just use fewer words. Young people in particular are sensitive to poetic feelings and are readily intoxicated by the emotions evoked in poetry and literature. They are responding to the universal human desire to relate to love. Yeah, that's why this is really important. Kaya nga, how can we protect also our young people, our brothers and sisters? Because of this, sabi ni Father dito, young people in particular are sensitive to poetic feelings and are readily intoxicated by the emotions evoked in poetry and literature. Kaya nga, if they are always into, materials that has wrong motivation, na mali yung pag-nurture ng emotion nila, pag-touch ng emotion nila. So, that's why, very easy mga kabataan natin, they're very easy to be pulled away, because of these materials na binabasa nila. What is the internet providing for people? What is the television providing for people? Kaya itong mga ito, these are all trash. We need to know how to, tayo rin mismo, kailangan natin we need to know to segregate, these things that are unnecessary. Mga pinapanood natin sa TV, napapakinggan natin, nakikita natin, many of these are not really helping us, but the more it is pulling us down and then pulling us away from Heavenly Parent. That's why we have to be very careful sa ating mga anak, mga young brothers and sisters natin, right? Satan is actually still very, very wise, always finding way how much we are trying our best to become good, to improve ourselves, to become better every day. Then Satan has all the materials present, right? And then if you are unaware again, immediately, Satan use these things. You look at your cell phone, you scan your Facebook, then many things pop up, many things you can see, and then you open these things. It doesn't really help. That's why we have to be very wise. We have to be very careful in living our life also in this time. And then guiding our young brothers and sisters. Kaya nga, minsan, these things are small things, but actually these are important. These are important. These are very, very important. Kung ano yung nakakapagpan ng heart natin every day, ano yung mga pinapakinggan natin, ano yung pinapanood natin, ano yung nakikita natin. These are important. Lalo na ang mga young people, sabi ni Father ngayon. Young people in particular are very sensitive about this. Ang bilis nilang, mamaya na-move na sila, and then false love na pala yun. They are continuously listening from this kind of music, and then they are, looking at, someone, they admire someone already, and then problem are being created. Problem is being created already. That's why we have to let them, involve. Kaya ngayon, we have to also continuously develop. We could see, mga magagaling nating mga young second generation. We have to maybe invest more dito and really improve more so that, all the music and then the performances will be will be in accordance to heaven's desire and really giving glory to heavenly parents and true parents. It will really help a lot our young brothers and sisters, our young people, all of us, right? If we will be indulged in the right music, right? Lahat. in accordance to, Heavenly Parents, emotion. Yun yung importante kasi talaga yun eh. Kaya ngayon, we are living in this most important time. At the same time also, we have to be very careful and aware. Kaya nga mga magulang, always parental guidance sa mga anak natin, lumalaki sila. Kaya paggamit ng mga cellphones, ng mga gadgets, we have to always look at them. Lagi natin silang subaybayan. Lagi natin silang subaybayan. Ngayon, mga bata pa lang, elementary, gumagamit na sila ng cellphone sa schools. Kaya, actually, we have to be very careful. All these things, kung anong mga makita nila doon. That's why, sabi ni Father, all the things should, love should be at the center. Love should be at the center. So, nakikita natin what really gets our interest. Sabi ni Father dito, a novel may be well written, but unless it expresses the beauty of love, the reader easily loses interest. So the central theme of literature is always how to manifest the human passion of love. So all the things that we are doing ngayon, we have to center everything with love, and then it will always move people's hearts. That's why really we have to maybe invest more also than dito for our young generations, young brothers and sisters. So Father said, a song can express all kinds of feelings and capture anyone's heart. So how can peoples from diverse nations and languages share their feelings in a short time? It cannot be done with literature or fine arts. It can be done only through song. A song, though short, can express all kinds of feelings and capture anyone's heart. So kaya nga ang mga songs talaga, that's why True Mother now is doing sa mga Sunday services din. Kaya also we need to maybe do also more singing later on, mga brothers and sisters natin who are really very good also in singing, and then those who are composing very beautiful songs. Sabi ni Father, a song though short can express all kinds of feelings and capture anyone's heart. That's why some people, they cannot express yung feelings nila, but through music, through songs, they can express, right? So that's why it's important. It can be done through songs, and it can capture anyone's hearts. So this is important point. Sabi ni Father, what songs make us the happiest? What songs make us the happiest? Songs that praise the most precious central being of the universe. They attract the greatest attention of all beings, including all things in the nature. When we sing God's praises in the evening under the setting sun, we can move God's heart to empathize with our emotions. Therefore, when you sing, do not sing casually, but place yourself in the positions of the composer and the lyricist and feel their emotions. Then sing with a heart to praise God. So, ano raw yung song that can really make us the happiest? So these are songs that praise the most precious central being of the universe. These are kaya nga mga Christian songs, why they are very inspiring. We always want to listen from Christian songs, right? Because they praise God. They praise the most central being. Kaya nga tayo rin now, our holy songs. Sometimes, it's very beautiful, very good to listen from our holy songs. Ito nga talagang nakakapagpaganda ng mood natin. Pag may mga worries tayo minsan, may mga unnecessary feelings tayo when we start to listen from holy songs. Mga songs of praise. It changed our emotion. It changed the environment. It changed the atmosphere. If the songs are really bringing, praising God, praising Heavenly Parent, this is the most important songs, that can really make us really the happiest. Sabi ni Father dito, when we sing God's praises in the evening, under the setting sun, we can move God's heart to empathize with our emotions. So therefore, when you sing, do not sing casually, but place yourself in the positions of the composer and lyricist and feel their emotions. That's why it's really, really important sa pagkanta natin, not only casually, lalo na yung mga singers talaga. Most important is really songs of praise, praising the most precious, our Heavenly Parent. Kaya nga minsan when we are joining yung mga Christian fellowship, really iba talaga yung atmosphere eh. Last time in Fiji, not in Fiji, in Palau, nag-join kami doon kasi we are inviting one group of Christians doon to attend our event that time. And then we nag-join kami sa simba nila. And then really, amazing, the atmosphere is really different. Their songs are very beautiful, praising Heavenly Parent. Really amazing. Really, the atmosphere is completely different. Kaya nga, it's really important. So Father said, some songs are joyful and some songs are sad. When you sing joyful songs with a joyful heart, you harmonize with heaven and rejoice alongside nature in the garden of joy. When you sing sad songs, you should open your chest as wide as possible and sing loudly in order to melt the world's griefs and clean up the world's sorrow. Wow, this is really amazing. So when we are singing daw, sabi ni Father, mga masasaya na music, joyful song. So we need to sing with a joyful heart. And then we harmonize with heaven and rejoice alongside with nature in the garden of joy. And then in the same way, when we are singing mga sad na songs, sabi ni Father, we should open our chest as wide as possible and sing loudly in order to melt the world's griefs and clean up the world's sorrow. This is really amazing. This is really amazing. Father's telling us today. So joyful songs. We sing, with a joyful heart, giving joy to the whole world, heaven and earth, harmonizing heaven and nature, and really really giving joy. When we are singing naman yung mga malulungkot na kanta, sabi ni Father, we have to open our chest wider and then sing louder and really melt the grief and sorrows of the world. Really, that's why art and culture will really contribute a lot in building Channel Group. So now centering on our beloved True Mother, centering on, the heart of Hyojong. That's why Hyojong Arts and Culture, right? That's why everything should be centering on love, centering on giving praise and glory to our Creator, to our Heavenly Parent, Aju. And then when we are singing sad songs, let's, really clean up. Let's use this to eliminate the sorrow and grief of this world, Aju, and really open new door and really open the hearts of people, right? Open the hearts of people, and then they can also let go of this sorrow and this grief. So this world can, can be free of sorrow and pain and grief. So arts and culture are playing very important role. Aju, giving joy and happiness, opening people's hearts, connecting people to Heavenly Parent. Oh, really, this is amazing, right? That's why let's really invest more. That's why True Mother, really invested so much and continuously investing about this. That's why centering on Korea, even the Philippines have very rich culture dito. If we just, align these things, if we just, connect this rightfully to Heavenly Parent and to True Parents. Kaya nga ngayon, knowing and understanding this, we have to separate ourselves from this, unnecessary mga kinagisnan na natin nung bata tayo na hindi naman nakakatulong. We should avoid listening from, these things, looking or watching things na mga hindi naman nakakatulong sa atin. Let's create something, that can give joy and glory to Heavenly Parent, to True Parents, and to all people. And then can change, the environment. And we can feel a really different environment, an environment of love, joy, and happiness. So art and culture is really playing a very important role. That's why let's really do our best. Let's unite completely with True Mother. And then let's really support True Mother in her, initiative and her work, really improving everything, especially for the sake of our younger generations, the second and third generations. So today we learn the importance and value of arts and culture, and then the spirituality behind, most importantly. These are not just simple things, simple work, but we can always feel Heavenly Parent in all these works of art, masterpieces that can elevate, most importantly, love in our own families, Father said today. Aju, that's why the more we are into art, the more we are into culture, the more we are involved in this, the more we can have happy and loving families. And then naturally we can multiply, right? We can increase, we can spread to our society, to our nation, to the world. The more we are, involved to this, the more we will become loving husband, loving wife, loving parents, loving children. Aju, then we can really bring really great glory to our Heavenly Parents and True Parents. So thank you very much for today. Let's really give our appreciation to Heavenly Parents and True Parents, especially now to our beloved True Mother. So thank you to all our beloved brothers and sisters. May God's love and blessings be upon you and your families. Kamsahamnida. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Reverend Leo, for that wonderful and deep rooted message from our true parents. It is really indeed very important to um, be cautious of the things we do uh, because all forms of action is I think an art, and once this rooted from our faith and our of course the words of our heavenly parents, then it becomes truly true and yeah, beautiful. Brothers and sisters, let us also welcome and hear our young people here in the region of Cordillera and to share their insights about the message for today. And first, let us invite him up to um, share his message or sharings, reflection. Let's welcome Mr. Prince Joe T. Braganza.
Uh, First of all, good morning to our most loving heavenly parents and true parents. Good morning to you, our most esteemed elders and leaders. And finally, good morning to you, our most beloved brothers and sisters. Can everyone hear me? Rinig niyo ba ako?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, thank you very much. It's good to hear messages from Sir LA again. It's been a while since I attended morning devotion. Um, I would like to emphasize the point of our message today, which is the spirituality of art. I would like to emphasize that the greatest value of art is to beautify and elevate love in the family. Um, for I believe that for each family, especially for the parents, if they were to choose between a famous painting, no matter how inexpensive that is, or between the art of their children, which is maybe even the most basic stick drawing, pero you could imagine like a basic family structure holding hands together. I believe that the parents would choose the latter. They would choose the drawing of their children because I believe that more than anything else, that this is to for their children. This is how they express their love to their parents, and for their parents, I believe this is a very good feeling that they could receive this kind of art from their children. So I remember I even remember back home from my own family. Though I do not have, we do not have a picture or a drawing of my family posted in.
Hello, PJ. We couldn't hear anything. I think we lost our brother. Okay, maybe later he can yeah, he can revive his line. All right. I think we need to move on to the next.
Hello.
Ah, okay.
Good
Hello.
morning.
Yes,
Can
yes.
everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay na ba? Sige.
Okay na.
Okay na. If everyone can hear me, in continuation to what I was saying a while ago, um, back at home, I remember, though I do not have a drawing, I remember seeing many things that my parents has kept over the years. For example, the letters I have saved, the letters I gave them during family days, some piece of artworks I did when I was still younger. though right now they do not mean much to me, I believe that they mean a lot to my parents, and that every time they see them, they would probably give a read. They will probably take a moment to look, and I think that beautifies the household of my own family. So it doesn't have to be art. It could also be cooking or baking. Recently, before we went to Manila, I I finished learning about baking. The most recent I spent an entire night, or I spent an entire night to learn how to make the cream. That I tried making that and tried what was in my mind when I was making that. I was thinking that I want to make this for my family. I want my family to experience the fruits of my labor. So eventually, I did finish the donuts very early in the morning, around 2 or 3 a.m. Pero so when we did embark on our journey, I shared them to my parents, and then they said that they enjoyed it. Even my brothers enjoyed the donuts I made. So I believe any child out there or any second gen out there who are always motivated to make stuff either through their singing, their music, their dancing, cooking, baking. I believe that that spreads love to the entire family. That elevates the love that I feel for my parents. It gives me a way to express my love to my brothers and my parents. So before this phone also dies, I would like to end my reflection there. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Brother PJ, for sharing your experiences, which is related also to the message. Yes, and family is really important in, especially parents, in taking the role of guiding children to really let them realize the importance or the beauty of art. Yeah. And let's move on to the second reflection. Let us all welcome Miss Roxanne Aben Tipan. Roxanne,
Good morning po.
good morning.
Good morning, family members. Good morning, leaders. Today, I really love the message earlier. Um, Art is really something that can conquer and surpass barriers, religious barriers, and language barriers. It's something that we can communicate with, even though we're not of the same ethnicity, we're not using the same language. uh, to be able to convey something through art is really important, and it is crucial to have love or some kind of emotion when you're um, performing anything or doing something that's art related. This is whether you have love for the art in itself, for the love in performing, or the love for someone you're for the person you're performing for. When love or emotion is present in the art form, you don't really have to be good in that art in itself. You just have to have that emotion, and you will be able to convey the message that you want. And I think that's very important, especially uh, for the youth. Nowadays, we're very interested in art from a very young age, and it's something that we can use to convey to our parents, our peers, eh, even if we're not able to use the same language. To art, we can communicate. Thank you po.
Thank you, Miss Roxanne, for, yeah, sharing your insights. And for our final guidance, let us all welcome the Regional Vice President of Heavenly Asia Pacific 2, no other than Dr. Julius Malikdem. Welcome po.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Today is, in the Christian world, is Good Friday. And it's very important to commemorate the sacrifice of our Lord Jesus Christ today, and to learn many things, especially his filial piety and loyalty to heaven. Actually, this is so important, especially his example on loving the world and loving the enemy. Today, we receive guidance from our national leader, sharing our true parents' words, the spirituality of art. And actually, this is so important because, of course, art is part of our life. And even as little kids, we were educated and we were raised up basically through art. No, I remember when I was still directly guiding Sunday school here in the headquarters, and children will be more interested with when it comes to doing activities, particularly art, because it stimulates, it stimulates your original mind. It connects you with God, as mentioned by true parents. So that's why we're so grateful today to our national leader, and thank you to our Cordillera family for this Hunduke. I just would like to share as my final guidance today. Everything started with the word, right? So the creation starts from the words or the word of God. And
Na-disconnect siguro siya. Yep, so he will be connecting ulit. So let's wait for a while.
Na-disconnect po siya sa Zoom.
so sorry for that. I was disconnected. Yeah, so sorry. So now, okay, so I will continue. Okay, so anyway, so from literature, then it starts to be converted to become like paintings or works of art. So art and culture is actually like, as True Father said, like expression of the invisible world. So it connects us to the spirit world. Like many artists, before they start painting something, it starts with inspiration. Something like sometimes parang napanaginipan lang nila or just a vision, and then they start painting. And I'm sure many of the painters also or composers, when they compose, they connect to something spiritual. They connect to something invisible. Kahit na yung mga hindi religious na tao, they would always connect to something that is unseen. And then kinu-convert nila yon into something that can be seen, that can be heard, and that is art. So as they say, music is the language of the soul. So that's why this time, true father and true mother, they're very connected to art. They love art so much. Pwede nating sabihin na ganun. Why? Because as they came to this world as only begotten son, only begotten daughter, right? So that means true parents represent God's heart to appreciate nature, to appreciate humanity. So that is why na-express yan in terms of music, in terms of art. So that's why true father, true mother, if you will try to research on true parents' words, they have been educating us through art. And not only that, in the real life. For example, hundokhe. Many times, true father would always, during hundokhe, true father would always ask somebody to sing. Or sometimes, siya mismo, true father would sing or ask true mother to sing, or they sing together. So they always connect singing with hundokhe. So this is our true parents. They want to express that heart through music, through art. As true father said in the guidance this morning, God comes down and resonates with us through singing and dancing and art. So it's like God comes down every time there is singing, especially if it's like a very pure and holy singing. So that's why, for example, true parents established the Little Angels, also the Universal Ballet. Why? Because they want to express the true art. Tinatawag natin na true art or true expression of art. If we are going to read the Mother of Peace, mayroong portion doon when True Mother was talking about establishment of Universal Ballet, Universal Ballet Company. And then Mother said there, when a ballerina daw stands on the tips of her toes, di ba ganun yung mga ballerina? And then they raise their head up to heavens. This represents reverence to God. And then I remember True Father said, like, ballet is the highest form of art because it looks like very pure, and then it always connects vertical. Kaya yung toes nila palaging standing on the toes, right? Because it represents verticality. And then finally, I would like to share about, true parents taught us through the unification thought about the theory of art. I hope maybe you can research about that. And then in that theory of art, sa unification thought, True Father is saying that lahat daw ng diverse human activities, like for example, ito yung nag-create ng culture, like economy, education, religion, science, and art. And then in that essence of theory of art, sabi doon, the most essential, lahat daw, the most essential in all human activities is art. So therefore, the essence of culture is art. That's why it explains why we always somehow mayroong connection lahat, no matter whether we are artistic or not, it doesn't matter. The appreciation of art is natural. Pag nakakita ka ng painting na maganda, just your emotion come out. No? And then no need to explain kailan ito ginawa, anong ibig sabihin nito. When you just look at it, you appreciate it and touches your emotion. Now the problem, why the unification thought is talking about true art? Kasi doon sa theory of art, sabi doon, we need to revive true art. Why? Because now, even Satan used art to destroy culture or to make a materialistic culture. We call that decadent art. Art became self-centered, self-indulgent. Art became a venue in order to parang luxury, and to become materialistic. So it destroyed the original heavenly culture. So that is why now, for example, True Father, this time True Mother, they are creating a new culture. We call it heavenly culture based on Hyojong. Because the restoration of art must be undertaken. Because, art is very powerful. That's why now True Mother is emphasizing using music, like a musical play, and then singing everywhere, kahit na sa Rally of Hope, or even this time, April 4, we will be having Peace Festival. Why? Because art is so powerful and very influential. All the great revolutions in the world nagsimula sa art, or art played a very important role. For example, Renaissance, yung mga communist revolutions, even the Chinese proletariat revolution, lahat yan nagsimula sa influence by art. So that is why now we have to use art in order to reverse the trend towards materialism. So that's why, what do we do? Based on Hyojong, vertical relationship with God, reverence to God, and then attending God as our heavenly parent. And then I remember, for example, Tong Ilmudo, established by true parents. Why? Because we want to reverse na yung martial arts nagiging materialistic, nagiging self-centered at nagiging commercialized. Right? This is the trend now. Martial arts has become commercialized. So we have to go back to the original nature or essence of martial arts, for example. So that's why we have Tong Ilmudo. So anyway, brothers and sisters, this is so important, reminding us again that using art is very powerful to witness, to testify about our true parents. So that is why we really have to make our life like a work of art. No? As True Father said, let us strive to make our life a work of art. Make our life a masterpiece. So thank you very much for this guidance today that we receive from our true parents. Let's have a wonderful day today. 감사합니다.
Thank you so much, Dr. Malikdem, for that additional inspirational message. It is really an enlightenment also in our daily life. Yes, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Yes. And brothers and sisters, let's proceed to the closing prayer to be led by Miss Marie Cecil Penchon. Hello, Mika. Okay.
Let us offer our closing prayer. Good morning, Heavenly Parent and true parents. Thank you for the precious words of guidance and wisdom that we have received today. It was your word that was lost in the Garden of Eden, which made this world miserable and caused you so much pain. So, in order to reconstruct this world and ourselves, we need your words, Heavenly Parents. We thank you for this beautiful tradition of Hondoke, which enables us to restore ourselves and to be connected to you. There may be many things that we cannot understand, so we ask for wisdom and patience to understand your heart. Thank you for our elders, our leaders. Guide and protect them, because without them, we will be at loss. Heavenly Parents, with your guidance, we want to make ourselves artists to reflect your masterpiece of love. Thank you. At this I report in our names, Marie Cecil and Leo Carrion, Blessed Central Family. True.
True. Before we proceed to our individual prayer, on behalf of Cordillera Administrative Region, I'd like to say, give thanks to all our speakers and our sharers, and to you, my dear brothers and sisters. Thank you for attending the morning devotion. Okay, let's have our individual prayer.
Aju.
Thank you po. Good morning.
Aju. Let us offer our greetings to our Heavenly Parent, true parents, and to all our leaders, to our Sir Julius, to our national leader, Reverend Leo Angela Halog, and to all our leaders, elders, brothers, and sisters. Thank you for joining our morning devotion. And let us also give thanks to our Cordillera Administrative Region. Thank you, Ate Renisa, for being the host of today's morning devotion. Just a short um, announcement. We would like to invite everyone to the Christian Online Fellowship on April 6, 2021. Uh, all brothers and sisters are welcome to attend. And if you have religious leaders that you want to attend also, just we will provide we will send the registration link to our GC. Thank you so much. And once again, we would like also to invite everyone to the Peace Festival on April 4, 2021. Yeah. We would like to invite everyone, all our brothers and sisters, and you can also invite your friends, your relatives. Yeah, everyone is invited. Thank you so much. Once again, thank you for attending our morning devotion. See you tomorrow. Bye.
See you tomorrow.
Good
See you
morning.
tomorrow. Thank you
See you
so much.
tomorrow.
Thank you po.
Brothers and sisters.
Good morning, everyone.